Well, maybe you've been interested in simple living or minimalism for a little while, but how do you know if it's the right time to just fully dive in, to take it seriously, to really declutter your house, simplify it, and live more minimally, and live more minimally? Well, hi, I'm Dawn from The Minimal Mom. Our family has lived as minimalist for 6 years now, and here's what's interesting to me is that it does not feel weird. It doesn't feel strange. People around us don't think we're weird or strange. You would think that if you just get rid of like almost all of your stuff, that at some point it would feel a little weird, right? Or someone else would think you're weird. But honestly, it has felt so natural, and it's just made our lives easier and better. And I think a lot of us are kind of at a crossroads right now where we're saying, you know what? We've had some time thrust upon us to kind of think about it, and what we're currently doing isn't working. So let's talk about a few signs that might tell you that now is the right time to start pursuing minimalism. So I think the first telltale sign that you might be ready to highly simplify your life is that if you continually find yourself saying, oh my goodness, where did August go? How is it already Labor Day weekend? Where did the summer go? Where does time go? Everyone says that time goes faster as we get older, but have you been finding that that's actually very true? And as Americans, we only use 20% of the stuff in our homes. 20%. Why? Because we don't have time, right? We simply don't have time to use all of the stuff, to wear all of the clothes, to use all of the dishes, for our kids to play with all of the toys, to do all of the hobbies that we have acquired stuff for. We don't have enough time. But you know what? That's okay. Instead of our house being a storage unit for all of this stuff we don't have time for, why don't we part with it now so that we can actually free up a little bit more time, the time we've been using to manage this stuff, and we might even find we have time for hobbies again. I don't know. I don't want to overpromise, but we might definitely find that we get to spend our time doing things that are more important to us than taking care of all of the stuff in our house. The second thing is that if you're starting to feel resentful of the stuff in your house, I don't think we actually take inventory of this very often, but have you ever noticed the stuff that's overflowing out of your closets or cluttering up your garage? So when you open your garage door, you want to like close it quick again so none of the neighbors see everything that's piled inside. The stuff that covers your bedroom floor or your kids' bedroom's floor. Have you ever noticed that we can start to feel resentful of all of this stuff in our house? We feel guilty about the money we spent on it. We're tired of taking care of it and having to remind other family members to take care of their stuff and to pick it up and to put it away. And again, I don't think we often think about how all of this stuff is actually making us feel. That we no longer feel blessed that we have everything that we need and we have food in our cupboards and clothes in our closets. It doesn't feel like that at all. We don't feel fortunate, right? We feel burdened by it. We feel annoyed and frustrated, and that if somebody stops by unannounced, that our house is a mess, and it's always a mess. It doesn't matter what day of the week they stop by, right? There's not a day they would stop by and it's not a mess, right? Because it's too much, and it's too much to take care of. And I've mentioned this before, but I noticed that all of the extra stuff around our house that I couldn't stay on top of made me feel lazy, made me feel unorganized. It really made me feel bad about myself. And so I think it's time to take inventory of how does this stuff around your house make you feel? And if they are not good feelings, if you don't feel lucky and blessed, then it's probably time to let it go because it's not serving its purpose and it's not adding value to our lives. And how about this one? What if you're really hoping to get out of debt? What if you're tired of just not having enough and scraping by and fearful of the bills that come in the mail? It's no way to live, right? But getting out of debt is not easy, especially not in the time that we live in with all of the marketing and all of the promises for things that are gonna make our lives easier and quicker and even help you get out of debt, right? We're just constantly being inundated with offers to purchase things. But here's what's so cool. So as we go through this process of simplifying our house and keeping only the things that we actually need, we become much more sober-minded and level-headed about what stuff actually adds value to our life and is good and that we enjoy having and we want to spend the time to maintain, and what stuff was empty promises that we bought thinking it was going to fill this purpose and be so great, but wasn't. And it sucks going through this process, right? When we're purging stuff and decluttering and going through this, being confronted with every mistake we made, It's not fun, it's not enjoyable, but we learn through this and we realize the weight of the decisions we're making, the cost of it, the financial cost, the emotional cost, the mental cost, the physical cost to maintaining these things. And it helps us to have a better perspective on our purchases and to make better buying decisions moving forward. And so often the decluttering process and simplifying process goes hand in hand with getting out of debt and truly does make it a whole lot easier. But here's what's so cool. No matter how big of a mess you've made of your finances and how much debt you're in right now, by this time next year, you could be in a completely different place. And like we talked about in number 1, so remember how fast time goes, right? It sounds like a long time, but it's not. You could be in a completely different financial place a year from now, and that would feel so much better than where you're at right now. So it's not easy. Decluttering's not always easy, getting out of debt's not easy, but when you do them together, it makes it a whole lot easier. And how about this? How about just wanting to take a break and not feeling like you can? So it's Labor Day weekend coming up. Here in the US, we get 3 days off, 3 whole days. Will they actually be days off for you? Or do you feel like I should clean the attic, I should clean the garage, I should clean the basement, I should get my kids' rooms cleaned, I should clean my own bedroom, I should go through my closet? I mean, how often do we finally get some time off and we think, oh, I really should clean this, organize this, do this. And if it's not the stuff we need to organize and declutter, it's the other things hanging over our head. And it had almost gotten to the point where I didn't even look forward to holiday weekends because it was this constant struggle of, well, we should go do something fun and take some time off and spend time with the family. And then balancing that with, well, but we have some downtime, we should do this and this and this. And that task list that was never ending. And I can't believe how, as we've simplified our life, then it's allowed us to simplify our calendar items, but it's also changed our perspective. And so Diane and I talked about on Sunday, we've been listening to the book, Take Your Life Back. Get Your Life Back? I don't know why I always get it wrong. Get Your Life Back by John Eldredge. And so this past weekend, I was like, you know what? I am taking the whole weekend off. I turned off my phone. I did not look at email. I did not look at Facebook or Instagram. And it was the best weekend that I have had in such a long time. And I'm grateful that we've been orientating our life and our stuff and our household so that it would actually be practical to do this on a regular basis. And even now heading into a holiday weekend, assuming Tom gets the camper done, we can look forward to taking multiple days off to go and just enjoy time with our family and not have to be looking at our watch or our phones or our calendars or our emails. And it doesn't mean that we don't still take our professional responsibilities very seriously, or we're not taking it lightly, or just saying, well, I'm just not gonna do that stuff that needs to get done. It's not like that at all. It's that we've actually gotten the things done that we need to get done and that are the most important so that we can take this time off. And that is an awesome, awesome feeling. And the last sign that it might be time to fully dive into minimalism is if you have a hope or a dream. If you want to be a world-class mom or a world-class grandparent, if you have an organization that you've always wanted to start, or a people group that you feel so drawn to, and yet you're constantly balancing that with the guilt that you don't have the time or the energy or the finances to pour into it. I can't believe how just simplifying our physical possessions is just stuff, right? How that caused me to gain confidence in myself again, which caused me to believe that I really can make a difference in the lives of other people. I haven't cried on a video in so long. And I believe we all have that, right? We all have that in our lives. We have people that we feel called to, that we want to make their lives better, because we know that that is the only way to truly make a difference in this world. And so if you have something that's on your heart that you really wish that you had more time to dedicate to, more energy, more money, then I highly encourage you to get serious about simplifying your house and just see how quickly that can become your reality. Whew, all right, well, I never want to overstate the benefits of minimalism, but yet I'm still surprised on a daily basis how much better it has made our lives and how it just continues to make our lives better and easier and free up time and space and mental energy to be able to give back to others. So if any of these signs resonate with you, I hope you subscribe. I hope you can spend some more time with us. And if you're kind of like, okay, yes, I want to do this, but where do I start? I think start with your wardrobe. I think it's a great place to test drive minimalism, to see if having a highly simplified wardrobe, I'll link to my wardrobe video down below, but just test it out and see how having fewer decisions to make every morning, like what you're gonna wear, how already that starts your day off on a better foot. And then take it into the kitchen and highly simplify your dishes, and just see how having your kitchen streamlined, how that makes your day go a little bit more smoothly. And then from there, once you've experienced some of these benefits, well, nothing in your house is safe anymore. Then it's gonna be easier from there to get rid of it. So I hope this helps. I would be curious other signs you've had in your life too that have been like, nope, this means we gotta get serious about this. It's really time to get serious about simplifying. So leave that down below too. But a thumbs up is the best compliment that you can give us. We do hope you subscribe so that we can spend more time together. And we'll definitely look forward to visiting with you again soon.